Thanks for joining this episode of Noisefeed on Air. I'm pleased to introduce you to today's guest, Victor Orta, Director of Football of Leeds United. Welcome, Victor.
Thank you, Leandro. It's incredible that now in the time of lockdown, the best weather in the history of Leeds in April and May. But it's true, the most important now is the situation about the healthy. We still need to be clever in our decision, in our movement, respect all the things happen about the war healthy. And then we are need to following the rules of the governments and still stay in lockdown to try improve and be solidarity with all the things that happening in the world. It's true that now it's like, by example, for me, in terms of a scouting department, we are working obviously in video analysis. It's true that it's a good time to start to perhaps make more deep analysis because you can get the time of the rush, more time of the day by day. And here, to be honest, I feel that in the scouting department, international and national, we take a break in terms to make more proper own analysis in terms of make better deep analysis in the recruitment of the players. It's true that another part of the time and more in this moment that is starting to the things going on, we start to create a good atmosphere around of Leeds United to back to train and to back to play. That for me is the goal now for the team to try back to play and bring hope to this society that needs the football too. And obviously now at home you need to be a bit a teach. With my son, need to be a bit a cooker, need to be creative with on your own. But to be honest, it's another part. No, this is more or less the one third that I make during this period of lockdown. I look really older now after 41. I look like the professor in Money Heist in the Netflix. True that the first situation that changed my life is I always one fan of football and I never realized that I can work in a professional football. And then it's like a small steps, work in press, work like agent. And this day that I always say Matt chairman, but obviously really thankful for him to one day Carlos Suarez, chairman of Valladolid, say me that I want to be director of football there. Jose Luis Perez Caminero, the former legend of Spanish football, no? And then obviously, wow, with 26-year old, you are with players on the locker room that you ask autographs perhaps 7 years before. No, so say, wow, what is the change of life? And then obviously my mentor, my decisive period in my career, that is the 7 years in Sevilla, near of the best director of football in the world, and like a daily master that I daily teach. And then it's obviously the Victor Orta that I am now is a Victor Orta, and is the same fan that has autograph in the hotel, is a part of this Victor, part of the journalist, and because I studied chemistry, that is really crazy. The part of like Pundi, like a part of agent, like a part of in Valladolid, like a part of big part of Sevilla because it was 7 years. Then it's like build my own life. I feel really proud, like you say, even say about Elche. I feel really proud of this year when it was all problems, when we were finishing 14th position, when we finished with the 8 new signings are in the most minutes between the 12 players with more minutes play. It's another level that promoted with Middlesbrough or Leeds United, but I feel really proud of this period too. And obviously now the challenge of Leeds United, try wake up this high and sleep and try work hard to put, like you say in the documentary, that to be honest, I never watched because it's still tough and painful for me. Remember the last year, put this club in his home, that is the Premier League. Obviously, my responsibility is control and develop all the football policy in the club. In our club, we have in synergy two chef directors. One is the chief executive, and me. Obviously, I have the task about all the football. He have a task about the on-file success of business. But more times we work with synergy because obviously this is really healthy for the club that we are always in contact, that we have all shared information, that have honesty daily contact because it's really healthy for the. Obviously, all the people thinks is the player recruitment is important, but can be 65%, human resource, the oversee of the youth academy, implement and football policy in the club, and this is more or less my task in that is really in synergy with the head coach. Like director of football, I need to propose to the board idea to recommending a head coach, and this is more or less the day by day. I have always a first time of the day with information, with newspaper, reading sources that I feel good. Another part in the morning I use for the perhaps more political situation, meetings, and these kind of things. And I always leave the afternoon for only the technical side, for review the reports of the scout, for watch videos, for use our big data tools, for create patterns, for know more around of all our process of the scouting department. To be honest, for resume my role in 4 minutes, I think is good. Obviously, it's a lot of more details, but this we need a lot of time for specify. But more or less, this is my role here in Leeds United. For me, it's like a table that needs four legs. One is try minimize the technical risk. That, to be honest, with all the tools that you can have now, by example, Y Scout, that's for me revolutionary the football in terms of analysis. You can access to the last 2,000, 2,500 minutes of a player for minimizing the risk in terms of technical. To be honest, now only need analysis. The other side is the physical aspect. That it's true that the football lives helps a lot, but even you can have any tool that can detect it any high speed and performance in terms of physical with metrics with video that is crazy, but even you can know for a lot of access this situation. And for me, the two real challenge for minimizing the right one is the transition. Is this player performing with this shape, with these mates in the same, and on the other country with this style of football is perform, you can bring to your club and continue performing. Wow, this is a challenge because you can use objective opinions, but even subjective. That more times is the smelling, the intuition, like the magic touch. I talk a lot more times when all the people told me about Monchi, and I said he always told me this is a good player, the best in the list, but he's a player, and he always guessed. One touch, one intuition that is difficult to measure, and the other, the analysis is more risky. That is because we are working with people, we are working with person, we are working that person that have feelings, have problems, have entourage. That is the psychological analysis. You can try improve, you can try analyze, you can try get data and information, but we need to recognize always is a challenge. Then it's always said the same. When you sign a player, you need to assume if the player is going to make a massive performance, give one normal use. But even the player arrive and make a poor performance and it's a bad signing, it's never a bad player. It's always a bad performance. Why? Because it's perhaps a lot of reasons around of the player for the performance. Then we need to assume the mistake like a part of the process, and we need to assume the success like a part of the process. Never highlight the success and what's really tough about the mistake. Always try get a balance about both situations when you sign a player. I am using Y Scout and Huddle for the videos and the academy, that analysis of video, and now even for a lot of stats. And we start to improve even another project. We have InStat for video and stats. We have Scout 7 for the database. And we have 3 algorithms. One is CS Sports, the CS Skill, the another is Stats Bomb, and the other is Transfer Lab. That is like we are using the big data now in this moment with proper algorithms. In my opinion, this is not a perfect measure. And I respect that a lot of things are in the stats, like my opinion is still 65, 70% of the all style of the recruitment, and 30% like you can use another source, the big data. At the end, like a due diligence. You need the both sources to create a synergy and to have give value to all. Obviously, I cannot give all value to the data, and perhaps don't give all the value to a report from one game from one scout. Watch one time a player. You understand me? It's not you create your own time of process of the decision that you can create the quality and source that you are using, and then this quality and the quantity source be part of your process. For example, in the tool that you are making, Noisefeed is one of the part of the process perhaps that we can use, because it's the one of the part that is a source that can give a lot of information in a decision that in a really quick search. I completely agree. What can I say about Nateo in terms of the revolutionary the football that he can put this badge in his shirt, like he changed the football. That is amazing. Like he made in terms of recruitment, and obviously I feel really proud to be part of the first FY scout, and now, and I feel really, really well for Mateo made. And I think the same. Your tool in the quick search of information in terms like you are improving, and now in the usage of the information is democratic. The information now have all the access. In the past, when I start in recruitment with Sevilla, the goal is try reach first information. Now the goal is use this information and transform in useful knowledge for your club. You understand? I try to say now it's not arrive first, because all the people have access to all this information. All the people can reach one player with 16-year-old make a debut in second division in Holland and score in 2 minutes. You can have the goal in the Twitter and you can watch immediately. Then is the sources of information have, and to be honest, I really happy about this. It's democratic, can be for the top teams, the medium teams, the lower teams. Now the challenge for us and your tool can be really useful for this is convert and transform this information in knowledge. Short that in the past when we try to find this information, we can use different sources, and then we need to create an average level of accuracy of the sources, and then even like own opinion that I can give veracity to a source that perhaps another professional in football don't have. In this case of tool that you are using in your new tool, in my opinion, you detected the accuracy of the source really well. That is one thing that, for example, like professional football, for me is more difficult to make because I don't have the knowledge in terms of data engine basic to try get resource in news, and you have this capacity with your tool. And then for me, this is one of the things. It's only one click, and in the accuracy and true source, get all these things. To be honest, it's really good because perhaps we need 2 weeks and 5 calls to make that you can make with only one click in your tool. And again, it's time, it's accuracy of the news, it's accuracy of the version, and all in these things in football can be difficult. Like we say, if football one day, by example, in the market period, football one day is 1 hour is 1 day, 1 day is 1 week, 1 week is 1 month in the market, and then it can make the process really fast in this case, by example. And even in the start of the process, with when you are making a short list of the player, even you can put a player out of the list because you discover a pubalgia problem, by example, in your tool. And this is realistic one of the things that you are improving a lot in your tool, and is really useful for football. It's difficult give this responsibility, but for me, at the end, the football is not only a game; it's a hope for join people, join feelings, and this is one of the reasons that if we back to play, we can bring more hope to all the people in this moment.
Thanks for your time, Victor. It was a real
Thank
pleasure
you.
to have you with us, and we wish you the best of luck for the race of promotion when the championship will resume.
Thank you very much, Leandro. Thank you. Thank you so much. Bye. Bye.